everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It is Jen with Home Eunice Plans, and I am back with another memory spread. For this week, I will be planning out the week of October 26th through November 1st, which is the week of Halloween, and I'm going to be using the beautiful kit called Halloween Chic from Bloom Paper Studio. So without any further ado, I'm going to speed you guys up, lay down the base, and get back to you with the day today. Okay, so for this week, since it was the week of Halloween, I decided to not talk about the stickers. Instead, I have a bunch of Halloween themed questions that I'm going to be answering. So if you have any questions about any of the stickers that I use, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will try to get back to you. So for question number 1, it is, what was your favorite Halloween costume as a child? So my family, we always tried to go the creative route. Like my older sister was always being really innovative. Like she would get cardboard boxes a lot of the time and turn us into she turned my brother into a box car, haha, quote unquote. There was one time she used a grocery bag and taped empty groceries to herself. She was a bag of groceries. There was one year that she made me a bag of jelly beans, which was okay, so we used a trash bag and filled it with a bunch of balloons. So if I had to narrow it down and go, okay, that was what my absolute favorite costume as a child was, I think it was whenever my mom made me a homemade princess costume. I loved it so much, and after it was done, and it wasn't any traditional Disney princess, it was just a princess. I didn't want to be a Disney princess, I just wanted to be a princess. So my mom made me my own princess dress, and I loved it, and after Halloween, I wore it. Any excuse to wear it, I wore it. So I think that was my all-time favorite costume as a child. Okay, question number 2. Do you have a favorite scary movie? So I didn't start watching scary movies until I was in my 20s because I'm kind of a wimp. And when I got with my husband, who was at that point my boyfriend, we would watch scary things, but I was such a baby. But now I'm kind of desensitized to it because I'm whatever. So if I had to guess what my favorite scary movie is, I don't know if anyone knows this. It's called Grave Encounters, and what it is, it's kind of a mockumentary style where it's a movie about ghost hunters, and they go in. It's kind of mimicking the show Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans. I don't know if you guys know that one, but it's kind of a movie about this guy who's filming a show called Grave Encounters, and they end up going to this old insane asylum, and when the camera's off, he's okay, we'll fix this up in editing. But it turns out real stuff actually happens. That movie creeped me out the first several times I watched it. Now I just think it's a really good movie. So I think that's my favorite scary movie. Okay, next question. Do you have a favorite Halloween candy? Oh man. I love Reese's. Like if we're talking chocolate, so like Reese's is my favorite chocolate, or Twix. I do love Twix, but I think in terms of like whenever I was a child and we scored Reese's from houses, I was like, yes, holla. So Reese's was definitely my favorite chocolate to receive when trick-or-treating. But I always loved getting like Jolly Ranchers. I know that's so weird, but I freaking loved Jolly Ranchers as a kid, like especially the Jolly Ranchers lollipops. Those were my favorites. So Jolly Ranchers and Reese's were like the bomb for me. Okay, next question. Did you carve pumpkins or go apple picking? So I've never been apple picking during like the fall Halloween seasons. I would love to, but I just don't know if there's a place in Texas to go apple picking. There might be, and I might just like, some of my Texas peeps out there might be like, girl, you missing out. But I always love carving pumpkins. Me and my husband actually bought pumpkins this year, and we had like a whole night where we carved pumpkins, and like he had one and I had one, and it was a lot of fun. So I definitely carve pumpkins every year. That's kind of like a thing. It's one of my favorite things that always kind of lets me know, oh, spoopy season is upon us. So definitely pumpkins. But I would love to go apple picking one day. Like if I had the opportunity and found a place to go apple picking, oh my gosh, I would totally go. So okay, so next question is apple cider or pumpkin spice. And on this one, I'm going to go apple cider. And it's just because, and don't come for me, okay? But I do not like anything pumpkin spice. Unless it's pumpkin pie. Okay, let me back that up just a little bit, and that's actually going into my next question. But I don't like pumpkin spice lattes, or I kind of think it's overdone, the whole pumpkin spice thing. Like every year the new pumpkin spice things like come out, and I'm just like, oh, come on guys, like leave it at your pumpkin spice lattes. The people can have that be a seasonal thing, but it's like they go so overboard. Pumpkin spice Pop-Tarts, pumpkin spice cereal, pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that, and I'm just like, whoa. So I definitely prefer apple cider. That's kind of like my comfort fall beverage. Like I love a nice hot cup of apple cider, the cinnamon and the apple. Like it just reminds me that the fall crisp weather is there. So don't come for me if you're a pumpkin spice lover. It's just not my jam. So you do you, boo, and I'll do me. Okay, so going into my next question, what is your favorite fall treat? Caramel apples, pumpkin pie, or pecan pie. And caramel apples are a little too hard on my teeth. I've never been able to successfully eat a caramel apple, and it's also really messy. And I'm not a fan of pecan pie. I know, it's like I'm in Texas, you'd think that like pecan pie would be the thing, right? But my mom makes the absolute best pumpkin pie, like homemade. She makes the crust homemade, and that like whatever spice she puts into the freaking pumpkin pie filling is just so good. It's good whenever she makes it, and then it's good when you put it in the fridge and you can like eat it. Like, okay, this it's about to say a lot about me, but breakfast pie. My dad and me, like after Thanksgiving, like the day after Thanksgiving, we will wake up the next day, and for breakfast we will pull out the pumpkin pie and have a piece of cold pumpkin pie for breakfast, and we call it breakfast pie. And I'm not gonna say it is not healthy, but calories don't count on a holiday weekend. This is coming from a personal trainer, guys. Okay. But yeah, that's probably my absolute favorite fall treat. Like I look forward to it every single year. So definitely that. Okay, so next question is, what is your favorite fall tradition? So my favorite fall tradition, every year on Thanksgiving, we watch, I know I'm saying Thanksgiving and it's not like Halloween, but it's fall, right? So on Thanksgiving, we watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We've always done that every year, ever since I was like a baby. And then as soon as Santa Claus comes, and the parade is over, that's when we can officially start watching Christmas movies, and that's when we can start listening to Christmas music, and that's when like the Christmas season begins, because then the next day we actually get to put up our Christmas decorations. And oh my gosh, guys, Christmas is my jam. I know this is like supposed to be Halloween and fall themed questions, but I love Christmas with such a red hot passion. So anyways, that's my favorite fall tradition, is watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade while mom's in there, you know, cooking, and the girls are like helping, and then like afterwards we get to listen to Christmas music and stuff. So that's my favorite fall tradition. Okay, next question. Did you pass out candy this year for Halloween? So no. And for several different reasons. Obviously, you know, COVID put a hindrance on like everything this year, sad day. But also I live in an apartment complex, so we didn't get trick-or-treaters. Part of me kind of hoped that we did, and I thought about possibly getting some candy just in case we had trick-or-treaters. But I didn't, because I knew we wouldn't, because I don't know, as a kid, we never went to apartment complexes to go trick-or-treating, so I figured, what's the point? So no, I did not pass out candy, not even safely, because we just didn't have any trick-or-treaters. So anyways, next question. What is your favorite Halloween memory as a child? Okay, my favorite Halloween memory is me and my childhood best friend went and we made this whole like plan. We mapped out the neighborhood that we lived in and got like, we had 2 candy bags, and we went and we hit up every house once and then that was like one side of the neighborhood, and then we went back and we hit up the other side of the neighborhood, and we were out until like 10:30, which was like super late as a kid. And then we went back to her place, and her we had like a big sleepover with all of our friends, and we all laid all of our candy out and had this huge like candy trade session. Trading candy as a kid was like, oh my gosh, that was like the mafia, you know, you made deals and all this. So we did that, and then we watched scary movies that we were not allowed to watch, or that I wasn't allowed to watch, but I was over at a friend's house, so I did it anyways. And then we went and walked around, because my childhood best friend lived in this like really rural country quiet area. So late at night we went out and we went quote unquote ghost hunting super late, and of course we like scared each other and whatnot, and that's just like, it kind of became a Halloween tradition until she moved too far away and we grew up and whatnot. But that was probably one of my favorite things, like favorite memories from Halloween as a child, you know, was just getting to hang out all night, dress up really crazy, you know, get candy and do the whole bargain and trade type of a deal. So I think that was probably my favorite thing. You know, Halloween is such like a child's holiday, you know. I try to keep it alive, but you know, it's kind of like geared more towards kids. So it was like such a intense time for me as a kid, and I had so many good memories of it. But anyways, okay, moving on. What is your favorite Halloween movie? Okay, I thought I kind of answered. Oh, a horror movie, Halloween movie. Okay, I guess that makes sense. But I guess I gotta go old school, and I'm sure everyone has said this, but to me, you can't have a Halloween without watching Hocus Pocus at least once. And I may or may not be the person who like waited until midnight on October 1st to watch Hocus Pocus. Like, it's such a staple in my house. And it's so funny because my husband is like, he's such a good sport, and he knows I have these like little traditions and whatnot. But I stayed up and I watched it, and it was it was just a lot of fun, and I watched it multiple times. That and Halloween Town, like those two movies are ingrained so deeply in my brain, and they just resonate, and they hold up to me as amazing Halloween movies so much. I adore them both. I mean, if I had to pick a favorite between the two, I would definitely say Hocus Pocus is more my favorite than Halloween Town, but Halloween Town's just like that innocent fun, and then, Hocus Pocus, I love Bette Midler. Like, she killed her performance in that, so... but anyways, that is all of the questions that I have for you guys. I adored using this kit. It was my first time using a kit from Bloom Paper Studio, and this is actually the older paper. She's switched to premium matte. I actually placed an order for some of her new kits with the new paper and everything, and I'm really excited for them to get here. But anyways, I'm just finishing up Sunday. The last thing that I'm marking is that I went over to my parents' house. To mark that, I'm using this little quarter box from the Happy Planner, a mini mandala from Honey Inked. That little house icon is from Crafts by Towie. Actually, all the icons that I used were from Crafts by Towie. I used a couple others for here and there, but anyways, these are the leftovers that I have from this kit, along with a Viv Wiggle. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun answering Halloween questions. I hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jen. I do planner things. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!